Hi guys, welcome to this exciting new session of the series of digital Vidya webinars that we have. We have with us Deepak Shukla, the founder of an SEO agency from England, and he's an exciting speaker and an SEO guru. And you'll get to know more about him in a short while once he starts speaking. So without further ado, I request Deepak to get started with his presentation.
Okay, fantastic. So good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I just want to check to see, can everyone kind of hear me okay, first of all, as well as see me okay? That's the first thing that I just want to check. So Rohit has said yes. Sean is saying, how's it going? It's going well, Sean. I'll just wait until to make sure that everybody broadly can kind of hear me and see me okay. And you know, in 1 or 2 minutes we'll definitely begin. So first of all, for those of you who don't know who, okay, can you see me as well? I'm waving. Can you see me wave? Can you see me like do a funny thing with my shoulders? Brilliant. Okay, perfect. I'm glad I can't hear you, because you must be thinking, what the hell is this guy doing? And hey, I wanted to welcome you all. First of all, you know, we'll give it 1 or 2 minutes to let everyone come on in. And for those of you who just like are wondering, you know, who's Deepak? You know, I'm you know, my family are from India. We are from Allahabad originally. I'm actually flying to India to see my grandmother in literally about 5 days actually. As you can tell from my accent, am definitely very English and from London. And I, perhaps like many, some or none of you, run an agency, right? Run an agency called Pearl Lemon. Now, the second question is, can you see my screen also? Can you see this 1, 2, 3 thing I've got in front of me? Let's just wait to see. Yeah, okay, fantastic. So that's brilliant. So the company that I run, and you're going to see from what we're going to go on, I'm a pretty transparent person. This is the business that I run. If any of you are like, what is your website? What do you do? This is our website, Pearl Lemon. So obviously, feel free to go away and find it. If you're more interested in thinking, well, who in the world is Deepak and why should we even care about Pearl Lemon? This is my personal website. You can find out more about my personal life and me over there. There's those 2 things. And the other only thing to say is, you know, through this webinar, if you think the information that I give you is useful, if you find it of use, I would absolutely love if you could leave me some reviews online. That would be the only other thing. I've got a Trustpilot. If you search Trustpilot Deepak Shukla, you'll find it. It's kind of looks like this: Trustpilot Deepak Shukla. You can go and find that online. And then I've got a Facebook page as well, where you can leave a review. If you are, of course, finding this information to be useful, you can go ahead and just find my Trustpilot, find Deepak Shukla, or you can even leave a review on Google My Business. I don't know if there's a way that I can leave links in this chat, but if not, then I'm going to send this to Mir right now, who I've got on WhatsApp, and I'm going to ping it to you, dude, so you can figure out how to send it to everybody. So fantastic. Listen, I really want to come straight to the point, right, about you know, this journey that maybe all of you are on, and first underline, you know, something to kind of, where am I sitting? I am sitting in London. I'm at my sister's house right now, and I don't know if I can, let me just see if I can see my, turn my camera back on. Yeah, perfect. So guys, this is their garden that I'm sitting in, well, in their conservatory, and this is the rest of the house. So that's where I am, and this is a cool t-shirt that I have. So I hope that I hope that is clearer to you now. Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, no, my sister has a lovely place. I am lucky to be able to be here. So first of all, I want to just show you one of the big things that I always ask myself is, when someone makes a big claim, when someone says, oh, I've achieved this, I've done that, it's like, really? Have you really? I think that it's an important thing that I just kind of demonstrate. Anish, the session is really starting now, so don't worry. I'm just gonna, this is one of the accounts that we have. So I'm just gonna log into kind of my Stripe account. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with Stripe. It's where we take some of our payments. And as you can see, there's yesterday's payments, £4,700. There's some more money coming in. This is not where we keep all of our payments, but over the last, was it yearly? I think there's an option. So the yearly thing, hopefully you guys can see that, is 229,000. So it's actually like $280,000. That was our first year, really. Maybe the first 14, 15 months of running the SEO agency. So it was just important that I shared that with you so that you guys can see. Shivali is saying she's unable to hear me. Can everyone else hear me before I move forward? Yes, okay, fantastic. So yeah, that's just to underline that the things that I speak from come from experience. So fantastic. Right, let's begin. So guys, I really want to talk about, I've been running this agency for 14 months, and the whole premise of what I want to really go through with you is to tell you how you can win clients, how you can win bigger projects, and how you can ultimately, get a better return from the great work that you do within your business or the company that you're trying to grow, and talk to you a little bit about my experience. So it's going to be very actionable. So the 3 things every SEO guys make the mistake of when pitching a project. Now, there's a reason that I wanted to share with you, for example, a little bit about, like, did you notice I picked the webcam up and I showed you where I was? Did you notice I'm quite loud and I'm quite lively? There's a reason for that, right? The number one thing, if you imagine, right, that any business owner who's going into a conversation with a potential SEO agency expects, okay, so, I can rank your keywords on Google. So, you know what, we're going to engage in link building activities. You know what, we are going to fix all of the technical SEO issues. You know what, in 3 months, you're going to see some improvements in your ranking. Every SEO agency owner, and this is probably true of digital marketing, this is true of dating, this is probably true of life. You have to think about what everyone else is saying, because everyone else is saying the same thing, right? Everyone else is saying, you know what, I can rank you on Google. You know what, I can do this, I can do that. So I want you, please, to stop saying that. I want you to stop saying that, because you don't differentiate yourself. You don't come across as unique. You sound the same as everyone else. And then it becomes very, very difficult to actually demonstrate your differences, because it's like, well, Deepak, you said the same thing as Raj, you said the same thing as Claire, you said the same thing as Sandy. So you know what? You're just another service provider. So please stop doing that, right? That's the first biggest thing you should stop doing. The second question, of course, you're going to ask, right, is, well, what do you say then when you are talking to someone for the first, the second, the third time? You need to kind of ask questions, okay? You need to ask questions, right? When I say ask questions, the number one thing that I think that you need to kind of demonstrate is that you're interested in their business, not interested in SEO, right? When anyone hires you, when anyone hires me, it's about SEO, but it's not really about SEO. It's about building and growing their business. So one of the biggest things that I will do every time I go onto a call is I'll say, hello, Charlie, hello, Frank, hello, Cynthia, hello, anybody, right? I'd love to understand, and notice I use the word I'd love to understand. Notice my energy, notice the enthusiasm. Everyone wants to work with someone who seems passionate about what they do, right? Have you ever, gone to the cinema, or have you ever heard your friend talk so passionately about, a cricket game, about, I don't know, Pakistan versus India, about India versus England, about whatever it might be? The passion when someone talks about, man, have you seen that new movie? And then when we start talking about SEO, suddenly it's, I can definitely help you rank with your keywords. I can definitely do this. And it's like, God, you don't sound any different to anyone. So I think that when you ask your questions and when you demonstrate your energy, it's really important that you reflect the passion that you have for your project. Passion is an easy way to demonstrate a difference. It's something that I would love for you to work on, right? Because most of your competition are going to find that part really hard, right? Most of your competition, and probably most of you in the audience are now maybe saying, Deepak, you know what? That's complicated. That's difficult. I'd rather focus on the SEO and showing them how I can build the best links, showing them how I can build, that's not going to differentiate you, right? I mean, it is, but the problem that you have is how can you convince someone that you are the best person when all of your competition are saying exactly the same thing? So energy and passion with the questions that you ask. Hey, Frank, I'd love to understand, like, what is the reason for you being interested in SEO right now? I'd love to, learn more about, the challenges that you have, why SEO now? And then kind of get a sense of some of their questions, or get a sense of some of their answers, And the thing that I always make sure to demonstrate or to underline is, and Mir, can you tell me when I've got to like the 35-40 minutes? Just ping me on WhatsApp and then I'll know to wrap up. The thing that's important is that you demonstrate passion, that you ask questions about their business goals. What is the direction? So passion, business goals, demonstrate purpose, right? Passion and business goals demonstrate purpose. I hire an SEO agency because I don't want to do detailed link building. I don't want to do blogger outreach. I don't want to look at the meta, the titles, the descriptions. I want someone who's either better than me to do it, okay? And that means that, of course, you need to show and demonstrate due diligence, but the way that you demonstrate your biggest difference initially is by showing and communicating your passion. It's absolutely critical that you do that, right? And within that, I think that some of you are going to ask also, well, how can I demonstrate the quality of my work? How can I demonstrate? Let's see what some of them are saying. Isn't that what most media people say? They'd love to understand your business. Absolutely, right? I'd love to understand more about your business. I'd love to learn. So it's not just the way, it's not what you say, it's the way that you say it, right? Look at this. I'd love to learn more about your business. Frank, I would love to learn more about your business. Do you see how different those two things are, Abhinav? It's just something to consider, right? Something to consider. So the way that you say things is super, super important. And a lot of people struggle with that. So spend your time learning. We're all in sales. We are all selling something. We're selling our team that we hire on the possibility of the future. We are selling our partner on the idea of going to watch an action movie. We're selling our prospect on the idea of choosing us to be their team. And this is one thing that a lot of people don't work on. So it's your opportunity to do something. Now, the second part of it, some of you are probably thinking, well, Deepak, I still need to show them my work. I still need to show them my proof. Let me show you how I show people my proof. I'm going to just go into my email now and find Shipley, find a pitch that I sent off. As you can see here, can people still see my screen, my Gmail? Just tell me if you can see my Gmail. I'm waiting for, yes, I can see you. Okay, so brilliant. Most of you can. I've been, yeah, okay, brilliant. So I'm going to Shipley SEO plan of attack, okay? Let's just find it, right? So here it is, okay. So in here, brilliant. So I'm trying to pitch this guy a project at the moment, Cody, right? I'm trying to pitch him a project and I've got kind of comments from the report, a picture, and as you can see, I put all of the detail into, and I'm going to show you two parts. I'm trying to pitch him $1,500 or $2,500 or $3,000 a month. And do you notice that even in the way that I write content, I get a lot of emails from people that, send me, options of things that they could do. But what they don't do is they don't attach it to ROI. 15% better results, 25% better results. They don't also write, time commitment. I say, if you don't spend 6 months with me, it's not even worth starting. So people recognize, that this is actually worth doing. I also add any due diligence, right? So you need to add all of those components that you're thinking about, but it's not the things that you talk about, it's the things that you present. So I've got, our awards, I've got things that we've done, and who am I? And this is the other thing that a lot of agency owners or people that are selling their services miss. There's three things that I'm looking for, okay? Three things. In any sales conversation with SEO, there's one, the quality of the company, right? So that would be Pearl Lemon. Two, the quality of the work, right? The quality of the work. And that's what, of course, we're trying to demonstrate here. We're trying to demonstrate with some of the things that we talk about, right? And the third thing is the quality of the person I'm speaking to. And this is what so many agencies don't do, right? The quality of the person I'm speaking to, I assume to be a reflection of the company. And if you're impressive and you can just demonstrate, and it, you know, I play cricket at the weekends and I have 2 children and I like to play the guitar. If you're impressive and or you're personable, so I can relate to you as a person, then I'm going to find it more interesting. You know what? Sanjay sent me a proposal, and the dude likes playing cricket at the weekends, and he's got 2 kids and he plays guitar as well as being an SEO expert. That tells me that Sanjay is a rounded person. He has a full family life, and he's like the kind of man I think I want to do business with. Sanjay has also got 10 years in marketing experience. He's done these amazing things. So if Sanjay is the man I'm talking to and Sanjay is really good, I can then just assume that Sanjay's team are really, really good. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Does that make sense, guys? I've got 1 yes. Yeah, brilliant. So remember, there's 3 components. There's what is the company like, what is the person I'm talking to like, as well as what is the work like. And a lot of people don't actually get all 3 done. They reflect the work, but then they don't really reflect the company, and most people don't reflect the person. And all 3 need to be in alignment, okay? It's like a partner. What is a woman I'm talking to like? What is her family going to be like? And what is the path that she's on? Because a woman can be, you know, a woman or a man can be very handsome or very pretty, but then maybe they're not heading anywhere in the future. They could be, you know, heading somewhere in the future, but maybe you don't find them attractive. So there's all these considerations. And this is why it's also similar to dating, right? I spoke about that. You saw that, I think. Where is it, right? You know, what dating can teach you about, you know, scaling an SEO business, which is there's all of these components that people miss somehow when they're doing sales. It's like, how do you present yourself? How do you present the path that you're on? How do you communicate energy? Everyone likes energy. Everyone likes passion. And yet we do that with maybe our dog. We do that when we go and play cricket. We do that when we, you know, when I go running or when I play sports, but we don't do that with work. And I find that crazy, because that's the part that can change everything else about your life. And demonstrating energy and commitment is super important. So brilliant. Personal branding. What's this? Personal brand? Yeah, personal branding in short. So Sean's saying personal branding is important. Definitely. We're going to come to talk about that in just a little bit. So there's some of those components. And then also, guys, spend time. And I'm going to show you this, right? Watch this report. Here we go. So this is one of our plans that we build as well. I'm just going to scroll through it to show you that the reason I don't talk about technical SEO and link building in my calls, I don't talk about it. This is why. I spent probably 1 week, and it's not long, right? 1 week just thinking about what are all of the questions a person could possibly have that they want to know. And let me show you. I'm just going to scroll through this. Let me just check. Can everyone see this yellow SEO proposal for My Shipley Donuts? Okay, brilliant. I'm going to just scroll through this slowly, okay, and show you what it is that I'm talking about. So have a look at this. We've got introduction, and this is a template, right? 70% of this is a template, right? Like, you know what templates are, but take your templates to the next level. Make them so much better than everyone else's. One of the things that I did was I messaged like about 15 different SEO agencies. I messaged Facebook agencies, these agents, and I looked at all of the templates, and I was like, how can I take the best pieces and combine them into something that I think is going to be better than everyone else's? There's still going to be better, and we're always improving this, but it's important. So look, we've got introduction, keywords. That's what everyone thinks about, right? Donuts. This is a donut company. They sell donuts. We've got total, you know, we've got on page, and we've got all of the keywords here: meta descriptions, title tags, canonical URLs, blah blah blah. fixes we would make today. So the fixes, and this is, and it's important to think about what are the important questions that people are going to have when they hire you, which is, you know what I mean? Like, what would you fix right now? Give me the quick win. So I put some of these in here, reduce your total file page size. What about off page? I've got a keyword, I've got to look up from Ahrefs. This part is the part that's the 30% custom, but all of the content, a lot of it is actually templated, right? We've got their anchor text here. We've got this referring domains. Then this is the part that's really important. A lot of people want to understand what is it going to be like, Deepak? What are you actually going to do? And I don't talk about what I'm going to do. I show people what I'm going to do. I say, just go to this and have a look. And they're like, okay, overall strategy, on-page optimization, content related to keywords, build backlinks, advise on what you can do to support us. So what does that mean? Local SEO checks, right? Setting up to attack, keyword research, site architecture, detailed competitor analysis, plan of action, content gap, convert. Do you basically, I'm just going to keep scrolling. Advanced link building, videos describing our process, right? As you can see, videos, I talk through our SEO process, our link building process. Can we guarantee a page 1 ranking? The things, evidence of our work, videos where I show Google Analytics, I show Google Search Console, right? And then I've created, YouTube thumbnails, we increase their add to cart, additional services maybe that they could offer, link building, this and that, in conclusion. And then I add my due diligence, what people are saying about us. I've got stuff from here, I've got my Upwork profile, I've got our achievements, the awards we've won. And then I've got, again, about our founder, Deepak, the things that I've done personally, because I'm the one that's selling, for example, the proposal. So you put this all together, and it means that your ability to sell and convert clients becomes so much greater, because you demonstrate with the documents you send them that you really are thorough, and then you demonstrate, so you document that you're really thorough, that there's so much work that goes into the things that you do, but then you demonstrate on the phone call or on the face-to-face meeting that, dude, I care, I want you to win. I want, and the way that you also do that is by connecting with their business goals. And say, and a really powerful phrase that I might use is, you know what, Mohammed, I'm going to be honest, my end goal is that I'm still working with you in 6 months from now. The only way that happens is if I deliver results. I love what I do, and I really want to make this work because you win, and so do I. So that's honestly what I want to achieve. That expression has been the most powerful thing that I use in conversations. People love that because it's so different, of course, to what people ordinarily say. I love what I do. I want to still work with you in 6 months. The only way that that happens is if I produce good work. And that is really the ultimate goal of any marketing manager, of any business owner, of anyone that's actually reaching out to you. Does that make sense to everybody in terms of the things that you should consider when you get on a sales call and what you need to present? Let's see if I'm getting some yeses or some nos. Okay, brilliant, perfect, fantastic. So, you know what? I'm not going to talk about lead generation. You can use cold email, you can, Upwork, you can use LinkedIn, you could do inbound, you could do all of these things. What I want to, and what I'm really trying to demonstrate is the quality of the work that you do and making it and spending time making it look so much different to what everybody else presents. Because then, I'll be honest, in the beginning, and even now, in the beginning, I think I was an okay SEO guy, right? I was okay. I wasn't amazing. But what I understood and what is true, the way that you become amazing is by your ability to actually deliver or convince them to work with you. Because once you convince someone to work with you, then you have a client that has 6 figures in traffic, 6 figures in revenue, 7 figures, 5 figures. You have a WordPress, you have Magento, you have Joomla, you have PrestaShop, you have this plan, you have local SEO, you have national SEO, you have multi-location SEO, but no GMB, and you get exposure to all of these different experiences, and you get exposure to all of this different kinds of work. and that makes you better. Does that make sense? That your ability to communicate effectively will actually make you the best SEO person, not your SEO. Because when you win more projects, you get more exposure. When you get more exposure, you make more mistakes, but you also get much better because you get more experience. Is that making sense to everybody? Why that is actually the path to becoming the best SEO possible? Because you can, theory is different from practice. It's completely different from practice. And this is the key distinction that is important, that the way that you become the best in your industry is by winning the most work, because then you can work on any kind of project. You know, we've had to, and I regularly get projects. Even yesterday, we run a project for something that I don't know if my team can deliver, but we want to figure it out. We want to make it work, right? And that process comes from really demonstrating your energy, demonstrating your commitment, demonstrating your enthusiasm. So now what we're going to talk about, I think we've maybe, Mir, can you let me know how long do we have left? Because I want to make sure that I provide the most value in the time that we've got left. Can you write it, Mir, even in the chat? How many minutes do I have left before we?
You still have around 5 to 10 minutes to go.
Perfect. Fantastic. Okay, brilliant. So the other thing, okay, and the final thing I want to talk about, okay, so let's imagine now you know how to do pitches, right? And remember the pitch that I showed you. Build quality into your proposals. Build quality into your sales procedures. You saw my kickoff plan. Go out and have a look at how the big agencies present themselves, right? When I started my business, I looked at the people that were on the first page of Google. Like when I typed SEO agency London, I looked at the guys that were spending money on ads, because I thought, if you're spending money on ads for that keyword, you're doing something that I'm not. You are making way more money than I am. That means I can learn from you, because it's not about who can build the best backlinks, who can create the most keywords. It's who can win, obviously, the biggest work. So you need to go out to your industry and email them, study their website, study everything, okay? And this relates also to the power of brand versus your business, right? So one of the other important things that's really critical, and I see a lot of great SEO people that don't work on, you notice that I started by showing you, you know, my website and showing you my actual company website. Our vision is to ultimately sell our company, okay? And the way that you, and it doesn't matter whether you sell your company, whether you grow your company, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Build a really strong brand. It's so important, right? And let me just, I'm going to share my screen again, okay? Your brand and spending time building a beautiful website, and also thinking about, you know, deeper, you know, remember I spoke about you like cricket, you play guitar, you sing on the weekends, or you like World of Warcraft, or you like movies. You know, a lot of clients say, Deepak, we looked at you and look, who is Deepak Shukla? Basic info, my philosophy, personal achievements, random facts about me, a white cat named Jenny, 3 piercings here and here, tattoos, hobbies, biggest fear, biggest achievement, fondest memory, my gap year, my journey so far, me when I was a rapper, me. Do you see that this has nothing to do with SEO? Nothing. But this actually wins more work, because people are like, Deepak, you seem like the most human person that I've spoken to. And the power of building your brand and building your company brand as well as your personal brand, right? That's me and my partner in Italy, that's Daniela. The power of building all of this stuff, right, whatever it means for you, helps you win work and will help future-proof. So when I say future-proof, what I mean is a lot of you will get caught in client projects, right? Your most important client is yourself. My number 1 client is Pearl Lemon. My number 2 client is Deepak Shukla, because Pearl Lemon and Deepak Shukla will dictate my ability to build my business, to build my brand. And this is how now why we get companies, you know, our company has 15 people now. We're getting businesses that have 50 to 70 agencies that want to partner with us. not white label, but partner and go to present to like the Samaritans, a huge charity, to go and present to bigger businesses, and opportunities start coming in a lot more constantly now. So remember that, okay? Your ability to demonstrate that you're a brand will keep you in business in 10 years from now. Brands are more important than anything else, because it's very, very difficult for anyone to distinguish the difference between SEO agency number 1, SEO agency number 2, SEO agency number 3. But then if you become, you know, a brand and a figure, and you spend time creating your own content, building your own links to your website, but making it beautiful, okay? And a lot of people like don't spend enough time on this. I see many SEO agencies that don't spend enough time on their website, don't spend enough time on your brand, and it's like, this is your baby, you know? It's like being a doctor that chain smokes and drinks alcohol every day. It's the same thing. If you treat your business, or you don't treat your business with love, right? And you don't treat it like a doctor would, and you're chain smoking and you're drinking, you are going to destroy your potential. Because I'm not here to tell you about how to send an application on Upwork, how to write a LinkedIn pitch, how to use automation tools. It's really, really about how you can demonstrate how different you are. And then when you combine that with the tools, then you have an opportunity to become really powerful at whatever it is you do, whether it's dating, whether it's winning your first project, and how it's then possible to say, we start from £2,000 per month. We start from £1,500 a month. And you know what? They'll look at your website, they'll look at your actual personal brand, they'll look at the quality of your proposal, and they'll say, you know what, Deepak? Yeah, you're so different. Everything about how you present yourself is so different to any other agency out there. And guys, that is how I've been able to build this business from zero to $250,000 in its first year, because I spent the most time taking care of my number one client, who will always make me successful. Me. Thank you, guys. I welcome any questions that you have for me.
Thank you, Deepak, for this wonderful presentation. It was as awesome as it always is. So while I take the questions, I'll launch a poll for you, for the participants, and where I'm shortlisting the questions, you can vote for your interests.
Okay. Fantastic.
Deepak, let's give them a minute or so to
No problem.
fill in the poll, and we can get started with the questions. And in the meanwhile, you can have, you know, something to drink if you want.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, did that go okay for you anyway?
And all the participants can send us their questions, and I'll be starting with taking up the questions shortly. And around 70% of you have voted, and I'll urge all the other ones to vote as soon as possible. All right, Deepak, Ismail says, how to learn web analytics, and what are the key skills that a web analyst has?
How to learn, sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
How to learn web analytics, and what are the key skills to have?
Okay, I think that guys, if you want to learn stuff, there's so much information out there. I think that it's a good question, but you have these assets. You can go to Udemy, you can go to YouTube, you can go to you know, blog posts, and there's lots of things that you could do. So I know that you know that. Probably what's happening is that you're worried by being overwhelmed. I think that I started by taking simple short courses on Udemy. When I started my journey, when I started to decide to sell it and stuff, I was like, right, I'll take a WordPress SEO course, I'll take a Google Analytics course, and also take communication courses. Combine that with the digital marketing. Now, don't get me wrong, you do need to understand Google Analytics, you do need to understand Google, Search Console and all of these other things, but you'll also learn as you go along. So take the digital marketing course with Digital Vidya, right? Take some of the courses that they've got, but also at the same time, accept that you don't need to be 100% perfect. You just need to know enough to do your job competently and know more than your clients. So that's what I'd recommend.
Right. Pallavi is asking, as a fresher, how should one start a career? Should he join the corporate world, or should he work for his own venture?
Sure. I think that there's value in working shortly if you want to for a corporate company. I had many different jobs when I was younger. I started doing manual labor. I was on a building site. I washed dishes. I used to deliver newspapers. I worked in a car garage helping the mechanics. I then worked in an office doing administration. There's value in learning a little bit about the corporate environment and learning about different environments. It teaches you about people. It teaches you about life. So I always recommend to get some life experience. And you could build your own internship program. Do some courses online about digital marketing. Get a 2-week internship with a law firm. Get a 2-week internship with a media agency. Get a 2-week internship in a bank. Work for free. Learn. Your 20s or your teens, if you're 17 or 22, it's all about learning. So I would say get those experiences, and then you'll know what the next step is, because at the moment you don't have enough information. Go and get some information, learn some things, try some things, and then you might discover that, you know what, I really like doing this, I'm going to keep doing this.
Pooja is asking if social bookmarking and link and directory submissions really work for link building. Do they are they successful tactics to use?
Not alone. I mean, it's something that's kind of secondary or complementary. It's like asking me, Deepak, if I want to run a marathon, should I eat hamburgers or should I eat chicken burgers? Should I eat red meat? And I'll say, well, it will help, but it will not get you to your end result. And how much it will help is questionable. So it's a difficult question to answer directly. But yes, it's not that they're toxic or they're bad, but they won't get you to your marathon.
Tiasha is asking if what is better, SEO or SEM?
Well, it depends, I guess. If you're talking about what's better for clients, then okay. Now let me answer this differently. There is SEO, SEM, Facebook ads, cold email. It's apples and apples. Every industry has its nuances. If you're trying to make a decision for what you want to do, then I would say pick whatever you think that you could still be doing in a few years. Pick what you enjoy. That's the most important thing, because everything will be hard. You will have clients that will tell you you didn't get the result. You'll have clients that will tell you this PPC campaign does not look appropriate, or this. That will always happen, no matter what you do. The faster you grow, that will happen. If you're asking me which one's more effective for a client, again, there's no right answer here. It really depends upon the situation. So pick what you enjoy, except that they will all be hard. I do SEO, so I have a bias towards that, but I think SEM, of course, is incredibly important as well, and I'd never say that it isn't.
So Rahul and Michael are asking similar questions. They are SEO expertise. What are the skills that are required to become an SEO expert, and how long would it take to be an expert?
Well, okay, expert is relative. So if you know how to, install Yoast there and adjust some of the, data that they have in there, then you're already better than someone who doesn't even know what Yoast is. So I think there's a little bit of fearfulness that people have about, Deepak, I'm not an expert. There's always going to be someone that's better than you, but there's also always going to be a market of people that know less than you are. So you need to find your space within the market. You know what I mean? Like, Brian Dean, Backlinko, he knows more about SEO than I do. I'm positive he does. Maybe, there's going to be 50 of you on this call that maybe you know SEO better than me. Be open to accepting on your journey that there's a place for you within the industry, and the more that you push yourself into projects, even if you don't feel quite ready, you're going to slowly grow and become better and become better. So I'd say that, you know, there's no time to be ready. Learn a little bit and then go out there and find people that know less than you, because then you can give them value. If you know all about technical on-site SEO and Joomla and this, but then you're working with someone who has a one-page website, you know, there's an imbalance. So you will always know more than someone else, but you then need to find your market of people to sell to. So I think that, you know, you can be ready sooner than you think.
Nikhil is asking an interesting question. He says, how can you convince a client if you don't know how to fulfill his demands?
If you don't know how to fulfill his demands, there's always going to be things that are unknown, okay? And I would always say that if you absolutely have no idea, then you probably should not be doing that. But if you have, okay, you have to have self-reliance, okay, all of you. So what I mean by that is that you have to trust whatever you sell, right? You have to trust in your own ability to figure it out. You have to trust in yourself that, you know, when you go into an interview, you know, what is the answer? Deepak, you know, what is the answer to this mathematical equation? And I would say, every time I'd say, you know what, Matthew, I don't know the answer to your question, but I trust on myself to figure it out. So let's do this deal. Give me this job. I will go away and I will make this work for you. So if you cannot rely upon your own ability or your team's ability to figure things out, then you should not be selling it. So in a situation like that, you have to have self-reliance.
The next question is from Preeti, and she wants to know how should she price his SEO projects.
Price it with whatever you think that you're worth. Don't price it based upon, you know, okay, there's two ways that you can go. You can be at the bottom of the market, or you can head towards the top, or you can be in the middle. I think that, you know, I started pricing projects at maybe, I started at £500 per month. You saw on that proposal that there was like $1,500 projects. We're beginning within the next month or two. Our baseline is going to be, we will not do anything if it's less than £2,500. We're 14. The first time I ever sold SEO was September 2017. So September 2017, it's now March 2019. So it's probably been, what, 16 months, let's say. My first ever project I sold for £2,500, but, you know, I haven't maintained that. So I'd say that pricing is something that will be determined by the confidence that you have when you go into a conversation. And one of the biggest things that I'd say that you could do is practice saying to someone, we start from £2,000 per month. Look at yourself in the mirror. This is one thing that I started doing 3 months ago. I looked at myself in the mirror when I'd say, we charge 3,000, and I do all of these funny things with my face. So it's about your confidence and your ability in terms of what you think your value is, not what other people tell you should charge, or not what other people say, oh, that's too expensive. It's about your confidence and value and what you can deliver, and that will help determine what you can charge. So I'd honestly say practice first in a mirror, and you will shock yourself at how weird your face goes, and that's the problem you need to solve when you're actually selling something to someone.
Vishwanath is asking, what were some of the challenges that you faced in the initial stage of setting up your agency?
Well, I did not have a website that, you know, was as beautiful as that. I did not have a personal brand that was as beautiful as that. I had to start, you know, I was at my mum's house, and I was in my old bedroom, and I was 30, or just after 30. I'm 32 now, and I didn't, you know, have an income. So I think that, and again, it goes back to the same thing. It's that, you know, my challenges were I did not have any of those things, but you have to be able to rely on your own ability. And the only way you rely on that is by just trying things, trying to improve and trying to improve and trying to, and setting reference points based upon, you know, like the biggest agencies, but then trying to do the simple things, being like, well, what can I do today? What can I do today? I can't set up an amazing website, but I can maybe install a simple WordPress template, and then I can maybe edit some of the text. So it's a continual loop. There's challenges every day. So I think that if you just put yourself out there and you accept and go in thinking this is going to be way harder than I think, people are going to spit on me, slap me, telling me I'm not good enough, say no to my proposal, said my proposal was too bad, said I'm overpriced, said I'm underpriced. Like, you have to accept that on your journey if you choose to even be a highly paid, to be a freelancer, because they will happen. And that's almost like the training that is part of becoming a business owner. You have to get through that and you have to accept that. So I'd say if you can get through those things, you can absolutely be successful. You can absolutely do really, really well.
Edini is saying, hello, the world is changing very fast, and how sustainable will branding keep positioning a business than product validation and usability itself?
I think that you might be in danger of overthinking things. I think the key thing with anything is adaptability, right? So you have to adapt to the environments around you. And that's, I think, what you're asking, like, can I rely on branding forever? Of course you can't. It's not like Coca-Cola rely on branding and then but they spend millions on their branding and they've got history and they've got infrastructure. What branding does is it gives you equity. There's this really powerful expression that I think communicates this. It's this expression, know my name. Are MailChimp the best email service provider? I don't know, but everyone knows MailChimp. Are Moz the best SEO tool? I don't know, but everyone knows Moz. You could continue down this route. Are Nike the best maker of trainers, of sneakers? I don't know, but they've got the biggest brand. So brands outlast technology, because brands evolve, technologies sit underneath brands, and that's why brands are so important.
Ruby saying, how does she reach, does she get her first client if she does not have her own any digital marketing experience?
Well, then I think you've got your answer, Ruby. You need to sign up for a course with these guys, with whoever you want to sign up for a course with, and you need to learn a little bit. I mean, it sounds, I'm going to be honest, it sounds like you are being lazy. You're asking me, Deepak, I don't want to learn, but I want to get paid. And you might say, I've got no time, I've got no, well, then we know that there's that training we spoke about. It's going to be harder than you think. It's going to take time. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. You know, I'm not even meant to be at my sister's place today. And we went out drinking yesterday and I feel terrible now. And look, learn and then go. That's all I have to say.
Anant is saying, are meta tags still relevant?
It's all relevant, okay? People say this is not relevant, that is not relevant, but it depends who you're competing against, right? I will tell you that I will work on the meta tags. I'll do a social bookmark. I'll do a directory submission. I'll get a high authority blog post. I will do everything and I will tick all of the boxes because I want to get the best possible result and I don't want to leave any stone unturned. And that's who you need to reference yourself against. Think about, I'll answer every question that's possible. So yes, it's important. Don't worry about how important it is. Try and do as much as you can and keep going.
Ria is saying if you need to have good marketing skills before you enter digital marketing.
Yes, you need to have some skills. I mean, do I need to learn? I mean, do you need to learn to run to become a runner? Well, of course, but what kind of runner are you talking about? Are you talking about, I want to run to the shop to pick up some milk, or I want to run to the train station, or I want to run a marathon? So it's very, very relative, but of course, everybody needs at least a little bit of experience.
Shamir is asking, while you were in your first year of your business, did you gain such a revenue from employing other people, scaling it, or did you do it on your own?
No, I have a team. There's 14 people. I've got my team are the majority. I say the majority. I've got 5 guys that are based in India. Samil runs them. He's amazing. I've got content writers that are in the US, Melanie, Beth, and Angela. And then I've got one person who's dedicated to strategy, and it's spread across the team. Now, we did not start like this. In the beginning, there was me, and there was Samil, and there was Melanie, like my content, my SEO, and me doing strategy and sales, and that was where we began. So we started with 3 of us. The biggest thing that you guys want to remember if you're scaling a business is that you cannot be doing delivery. It depends what you want to be. Do you want to be an SEO or the owner of an SEO agency? Remember, I told you before that there's some of you that will know. You get me onto Ahrefs and start doing in-depth technical data, and you'll probably be like, Deepak, how can you not know this? So the real thing to remember is what kind of company do you want to build? If you want to be a really skillful technical SEO person, then you will not have the time to develop the communication skills because you need to keep up with SEO. So that's also something that all of you should remember, that you need to know enough to know how to sell it and to speak about it authoritatively and competently and understand quite a lot of things. But if you're going to be building your business, there will come a day where you don't have time. You know, we have maybe 25 clients now. I don't have time to sit and look at one client because it doesn't make sense. So answer that question for yourself, and then you can decide the direction that you want to go in.
Michael says, I am 40 years old and can I still do this?
Yeah, of course you can, dude. I mean, 2 years. So I told you, at 30, I went back to my mum's place. I went to, before that, I was partway through an application to the British Army. So I was going to join the military, right? Before that, I was living in, I did not have any name. Look up my history, right? I did not have a name in the SEO space 14 months ago. Maybe 18 months ago. I have had some stuff that I've done in marketing and I've tried things, but as an SEO person, I had no name. So your age is irrelevant. You have the opportunity today, the great gift of the internet and YouTube and, you know, all of these skills, and your age is secondary. You could do it, definitely.
Anish is asking, how can you hire good talent for your SEO agency?
Hiring is hard. It's not the case that, you know, I mentioned Samil, but there's been Ben, so some of you might be thinking, okay, Deepak, you know, you've got a team that, you know, you don't pay it. I've hired expensive people I've hired Ben from Birmingham. I've hired Alex from Australia. I've hired George from the UK. Let me turn that off. I've hired a different bunch of people, right? And I've been hopeful every time. Hiring good people takes time, and hiring good people is hard. What I would say is hire slow, fire fast, right? Hire slow, fire fast. I wish I knew that sooner. So what I mean by that is that, you know, what you need to hire for is people's work ethic as well as their experience. Work ethic and experience, and then openness to learning. So what I mean by that, work ethic, you understand? They work hard. Experience, they must have, you know, a few years of experience. But then the biggest other thing is openness to learning. I never like working with anybody who thinks that, Deepak, this is how you do it. I always love people who say, Deepak, you know what? Yeah, let me explore that and come back to you, because that is the one thing, for example, that Samil had that was different to Ben, to Alex, too. And I had to discover that over time, that he was open to experimenting and exploring and being told that I think we could do that better. And that has made him so much better over time. So hiring is hard. It's not easy, but it's doable, right? And just keep some of those things in mind, and don't worry about money. There's good people everywhere. Look and try and find the right person, and that's someone that you can try and build and grow with.
Great, Deepak. Before we leave and take our last question, I have opened up a poll for you, for the audience to vote for. And I have also sent a link on the chat window wherein you can rate your experiences with Deepak on his Trustpilot and Facebook
Thank you
channel.
so much.
And while all of the attendees are doing this, let us quickly go through the last question.
Brilliant.
So eventually, how important is doing hands-on exercises if you want to really learn SEO at a technical level?
Can everyone hear me right now, just to check? Am I live to all of the attend? Okay, brilliant. Okay, Preeti just said yes. Okay, fantastic. Guys, yeah, absolutely. If you want to be a hands-on technical SEO person first, then your journey really is year one, and that's okay. It's a great way to build a company. It's a great way to build a company. Year one, or for the first 6 months, you can take courses with digital Vidya, with YouTube, Udemy, premium courses with whatever. You can take courses and learn as much as you can. You can try and build and grow your own website. So you could build, mywebsite.com, michaelphillips.com, ankitbande.com, seangideon.com, preeti.com, SEO expert, and you can do SEO for your own company. There's no reason. It's a good idea. It's a great idea. And then based upon that foundation, you could be like, right, now I'm going to switch from a technical SEO person to the owner of a technical SEO agency. And that's where you start doing sales and marketing and business development. I didn't maybe do as much of this, and maybe I should have done more. Maybe, who knows, right? Who knows? But do you like my t-shirt, by the way? Yeah, so I think that it's a good thing. It's a good thing to learn technical SEO and take your time to learn it. And then if you want to stay in that space, then you can have 3 or 4 clients that pay you really good money, and you can definitely have a really good life that's probably less stressful than having a big agency. So it's definitely something that is a sensible thing to do.
That was the last question. And Deepak, thank you for being with Digital Vidya, and we thank all of the members of the audience for attending this webinar with Deepak. Deepak, till we meet next time, it's goodbye from Digital Vidya.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for bearing and hosting me.
Thank you. Bye.